Christy, here we are, 90 days into the new job. This isn't your first rodeo, but here at the MIC, it's a very important role. We're at a time of transition. We just concluded a board meeting, your first official board meeting where you headed things up. It's certainly been dynamic, hasn't it?
It has. A lot of learning for me, which has been nice. With 4 associations here, it was a lot to dive into, but the team has been very welcoming, from the staff to the board members to the industry. So it's just been a really fun experience so far.
And that's something we bandy about and take for granted. There are 4 associations here, so this MIC umbrella, you're responsible for a lot more than anybody truly realizes, probably even yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely more than I even knew about before I came here and took the role. The 4 associations, they do so much, but across the board haven't been great at talking about it in the past, and so that's one of the reasons for me coming on board at this time. Is let's talk about the wins that we have. Let's talk about the great things that we do to protect our industry and to train our riders and make them safer and create these, lifelong motorcyclists and riders and drivers of our product. And
that's the key point, lifelong riders. That is you. We first met when you were doing the KTM Junior Supercross program, but you were born into this industry.
Yes, yeah, to date ourselves, it was way back over 20 years ago. I was. So my dad raced. So from the day I was born, I was basically being, taken around the track in a stroller, strapped to my mom somehow. And then my grandpa raced and my cousins raced, my uncle. So it was just a whole family thing. I was flagging at races from an early age, doing the scorecards before electronic scoring was a thing. So just grew up around it, really loved it. I have people in my high school yearbook that said, I hope you own a race team one day, and all of this type of thing, just because I loved it. And I said, I'm going to do something in that sport. And I actually started out wanting to be a forest ranger because I wanted to do stuff with land and the land access. And then when I found out about a job at KTM, which is how you and I met, I shifted focus into marketing because the role that I went into ended up being part of ridership and market expansion activities there. And I spent a lot of my time in my career there doing those type of initiatives. And then in other nonprofit work that I've done before joining here was very similar, all about coaching, ridership, keeping people safe, better course markings, this type of stuff for racing. All of that has played a part in getting me here today.
So it is the perfect storm, because those are the initiatives that the board had identified is our core mission and what we needed to focus on, because we've had last 5 years we've made some major pivots as to what our mission is. So you're the right person, hopefully at the right time, to get us over the hurdle of where we need to be. COVID's behind us, the bubble's behind us. Now we've got a brave new world to face.
Yes, now we got to keep those riders that we found during that time, and a lot of the work is on programs that'll help do that, talking about stuff that already exists that's great value that members don't know that might be helpful to them, especially in challenging times when sales have decreased since the COVID boom, and they need data to help figure out what's next. That's something that the MIC has as a benefit, along with all of the great GR work that they do, on the Hill. That stuff is ongoing, and that's an area that I didn't realize how much work happened. I knew good things. I knew during COVID they fought to, keep businesses open and made businesses essential, but there's so much more behind the scenes that happen here that we need to talk and communicate to our members about the industry as a whole, because we need comments back on what's happening so that we can go and fight harder for them and in the right direction.
We're our own worst enemy when it comes to that, because we take it for granted. We just get things done as an association.
Yep.
But we're talking into an echo chamber sometimes. We need to get that message amplified to our entire industry. How are you going to be able to lead us by the nose to get us to that point?
Relationship building and communication. So I've already started outreach in the first 90 days to try to meet some of our members across all categories of membership that we have, so that I can truly understand what's happening with them and bring it back as how can we help more. Similarly, I made it an agenda item to meet with every staff member that we had here one-on-one. And for those who don't know, we have over 70 full-time staff members here, which is more than some people expect.
That is spread out between all the associations. That's why
correct.
It is an all-encompassing job.
Yep, correct. And 31 board members across the associations as well. So it's a lot of people to meet and hear their feedback on, and then just take that information and continue to grow and develop on it. Also collaborating with other associations that are doing great work, you know, the AMA, the MPDA, even the Outdoor Recreation Roundtable were a big part of that initiative and a founding member of that. I also was fortunate enough to meet with the president of the National Marine Members or Manufacturing Association, and one of the vice presidents of the RVIA, which is the RV Industry Association. So every association basically has a trade association, and trying to meet with those and get best practices and learning, it has been a really helpful part of the process.